Hello, Paul Presley here. I have a story to tell you. This next man I'm doing a video on is Mike McGregor. He was Elvis's caretaker for his horses and a lot of other things, but most importantly, he made and designed the TCB necklaces. I met him when I had my TV show in Nashville called Spotlight on Talent. I had a lady, actually a teenager, she was 16, he was helping to promote and singing, and he asked me if I would help out and produce her for that TV show so he could get a good video, which I did. I told him I would like to have a BTC necklace, which was business taken care of. It's the only one in existence. And he told me that he didn't know how to do it because the B being first would be hard to produce. So about 3 weeks later, he came to the studio. Actually, he didn't come to the studio. Some friends of his did and presented me with the necklace and said that Mike McGregor finally figured it out. So right now, we're going to go to Mike McGregor, and here he is at the Wooden Indian in Nashville. Across the street from Graceland, they have a lot of gift shops that sell Elvis paraphernalia, and this was his shop. Hi, we're down here in Memphis still, and we're over at the Wooden Indian, right?
Right.
The Wooden Indian gift shop where they handle all kinds of Elvis gifts, anything you could possibly imagine they have. And if you can't find them here, then this man can make them for you. This is Mike McGregor. How you doing, Mike?
Pretty good, Paul. How you getting along?
Pretty good. Tell us kind of like the roots of Mike McGregor.
Oh.
How you started with Elvis and what you did before.
Well, I came to Memphis from down in Mississippi, and I was a saddle maker. And I came up here and I worked for making saddles for a Western store for nearly a year. Elvis was coming in and buying stuff. He was fooling with horses and buying horses.
Did he have the Circle G Ranch then when he was?
No, he had them up here at Graceland.
Right.
And up at the barn out behind the house there. And so he came in one day and you know, I'd gotten to know him because I'd been doing some work for him.
Mm-hmm.
And he came in and he said, "Oh, buddy, you want to go to work for me?" That was the best offer I'd ever had, man. I didn't even ask him how much. I said, "You bet. You got yourself a hand." So I went to work for him, handling, you know, riding his horses for him and working horses. And I really didn't mean to stay that long, but I wound up with him for 9 years.
Right.
You know, I mean, it's kind of hard to leave a employer like him.
Right. What attracted Elvis to you when you started working for him? And was there like your leather work that you did?
I think it was probably my leather work because that was the way he got to know me, you know, through my leather work. And another thing too, you know, I mean, he liked horses and all that, but you know, he didn't know that much about them. He didn't have anybody with him that knew anything about them.
Right.
And I fooled with livestock all my life, so he needed somebody to handle horses for him that knew something about them.
You're not from Tennessee, are you?
No, I'm from Mississippi.
Mississippi, yeah. I have a lot of horses in Mississippi, huh?
Yeah, and I'd had horses all my life and rodeoed some, and I was a saddle maker and I was a horseshoer, and so I wound up working for him, you know, handling horses.
How was he to work for?
Greatest guy in the world.
Right.
I mean, you know, what can you say? You work for a man for 9 years. He never raises his voice. He never chews you out, and never forgets to say thank you.
Yeah, a little bit different from the guy that everybody's talking about now.
Oh man, it's garbage they write about him. That kind of stuff used to irritate me. Now it's gotten to the point where it's not even worth getting irritated over. It's just funny. I mean,
Right.
you know, I don't mean really funny. I mean, it's just, you know, I mean, what do you say? There's no point in getting mad about it. So you just look at it and say.
And you can't really get even either. You just have to kick
no,
back and just
so
say
you just say, let them go. I know different.
Right. Yeah.
And if you talk to somebody like me, or you know, a lot of other people that work for him, they tell you different.
Right.
I mean, these people writing books that never even knew the man.
Right. What? You're a silversmith too. You do a lot of
Silver work, gold work, diamonds,
Did you make anything for
turquoise.
Elvis?
Yeah, I made a lot of his jewelry for him. I made a lot of his belts and stuff for him. Made leather suits for him. They used to show a saddle up in the main trophy room that I did for him.
Right.
And they moved it now to one of the museums across the street, but they still show it.
Yeah, well, that's good.
And
What would you like to? Anything you'd like to reminisce about Elvis, or tell the people, or maybe that
I don't
some
know,
story or something about the man that maybe
that's one of those questions you always get, and you know you're going to
Yeah.
get it, and you never have an answer for it. You know,
Right.
I don't know. You try to come up with something, and you think of something, and then when you wind up somebody asking you the question on camera, well, you go blank.
I know. That's like when they ask me what my favorite Elvis tune is. I go, ha ha.
Yeah.
I know all of them. So, okay, let me ask you.
But he was, yeah. I mean, you know,
when
he
you
was just a heck of a guy.
when you work with Elvis and stuff, I heard stories like at Circle G Ranch that Elvis had bought like a truck for the guys. I mean, a horse trailer. Then he bought him a truck to pull it with. Then he had a horse to put in the trailer and things like that. Is that all true?
No, not quite that way. Now, what he did was he started buying horses for everybody that worked for him. I had 27 head of horses to handle there at one time. And, I mean, man, we had horses everywhere. And he did kind of buy a pickup for everybody.
Right.
You know, every time you looked up, here comes some new pickups across the pasture. I remember saying to an old boy I worked with, I said, you know, that's money when you can have them to bring 7 new pickups out for you to take your pick.
And paid cash probably for every one of them too.
Well, see, I thought that they just brought them out to show them to him, and he takes his pick of the one he wanted.
Right.
What it was is he had gone by the lot and said, I want that one, that one, that one, that one. So they brought all 7 of them out there. we had horses and we had trucks,
Yeah.
and everybody had a truck.
Yeah.
And then he had Circle G painted on all of them, you know. I remember me and another guy went to eat dinner one day, and we were going to the same restaurant. And Elvis came down the road as we were walking across the road. There's a little place down from the Circle G. And he came down the road, and one of the trucks with some more of the boys, and me and this guy was walking across the road, and he stopped, and he said, he saw the guy's truck parked over there. He was driving a blue, and I had a red one. And he said, Mike, where's your truck? And I said, it's down at the ranch. And he said, what's it? How come it's down at the ranch? How come you're not driving it? And I said, well, we were both coming up here to the same place to eat. He said, but I bought them for you to drive. If you're coming up here, both of you bring them. Didn't make a lot of good sense to me, but from then on, he was buying the gas, he was furnishing the truck, so I drove it.
Both drove everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, if we were going to the store, we both took both trucks to the store.
That's good. That's a good deal. Let me ask you, what was the decision for you to leave Elvis? Was it something on you that you wanted to do, or something that just happened?
And yeah, see, I went home and I built me a shop. I do custom jewelry and custom leather work. I mean, that's the way I make my living ever since I quit Elvis. It had nothing to do with the way I was treated or anything. It was the hardest job I ever had to leave.
Right.
But it was something else I wanted to do. Because like nobody could have been any nicer or treated my family and me any better than Elvis did. I mean, what can I say? I cannot say anything bad about the man.
Right.
You know, I mean, and I'm not covering up anything. I mean, that's the way I feel about it. The guy was right by me. He treated my family right. So what am I supposed to say? But I had a son at the time that was 11 years old, and where my shop is now, I had a home there, and it's out in the country. And I figured my kid would be better off out in the country than he would on the streets of Memphis.
Right.
And so, you know, it was that I wanted to work for myself, and I had managed to save enough money to get me a little business started while I was working for Elvis. And so that's why I quit.
You like it out in the country?
Oh, man, I love it. That's where I came from.
No better place to be, huh?
Oh, you bet.
Okay. You think we can show some people some of the belts and stuff that you make?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right here behind us.
Right there's some of them right here. Okay. All right. Cut it there. Just pause. Press button. Okay, here's one of the belt buckles. This was it silver and gold or bronze, or what is this?
It's brass and German silver.
Brass and German silver?
Polished up, you know. thing would be $30,000 if it was gold and silver.
Right, yeah. Now, how long does it take you to make something like this? That'll take you a while. You have to pound that out and everything, don't you?
There's just endless hours in the thing. You know, you make a piece like that just because you want to see if you can. You don't, you don't sell that many. You don't produce them to try to make money off of, because if you did, you'd have to price them so high you couldn't sell them anyway.
Right. Now the fittings around the stones here, do you have to make the fittings go on separate or something?
Yeah, you build those and then you set your stones just like if you were building a ring or something, you know. And
nice.
And all of this is overlay. All your gold color is overlay over the silver color, and you put it all on with a torch and solder and you know, and then you polish it all out and everything.
That must be a trick to pound that out and make it look so smooth like that, or does that have to be
It
grinded
ain't
or something?
easy.
Does it have to be grinded or something afterwards?
No, you have to buff it.
Buff it?
But you don't. You can't leave hammer marks and stuff in it because you can't buff those out.
Right, yeah.
And then all this is done with hammering it, and then this around the edge here. I don't know whether the camera will catch it or not, but all that inside that edge is done with an engraver.
Yeah.
You know, hand engraver, and
there's
a lot of work in it.
That's a nice little price there, Mike.
Yeah, $8.50 is.
$8.50 for this buckle. Believe that? No.
It's
$8.50. That's a good price though. For all
you
the
know,
hours
you
put
can
into it.
right. You can look at it like, well, it's a piece of brass and German silver, and say that's a ridiculous price. But you can look at it time-wise and say, if I was trying to make a living, I'd starve to death if I could sell all of them I made.
Right. Now here's I guess this is the belt that goes with the buckle,
that's the belt that goes with it.
Yeah.
See, both ends are alike, and it hooks on each end of the eagle wing.
Right. So you get it smaller or larger, whatever. That's nice. That is nice. And here's, grab that in there, Mike. We'll just sort of like pull this sucker up and hold it up there like that. Here's one of the.
These are the regular ones.
Right. This is like the old Hawaii belt, pretty much. It's got the same
it's
type.
close. It
Yeah.
reminds you of it. See, I had to standardize them because I get orders for so many until I just standardized them. And this one sells for $310. And then I've got one that sells for $185 and one that sells for $135. Somebody calls me and orders one, they just tell me the price, and I know what kind of belt to make then.
Yeah. That's good. How long does it take you? Is this all leather? This is all leather, right?
No, it's made out of naga hide. I used to make them out of leather, but what happens is your white leather starts to turn yellow.
Right. Yeah.
And I found that you can clean it out of naga hide, and you know, it's upholstery material. You can clean it. It lasts a long time. So they're really better made out of that than out of leather.
What's the hour spent on this? Is pretty kind of time consuming.
Probably 5.
5 hours.
Yeah.
I imagine you kind of like take it easy though. You do a little bit, one stud at a time.
Well, that's the only way you can do it.
Drink a beer. Excuse me, Diet Coke.
Diet Coke, and that's the only way you can do it. Is one at a time.
Now you put this back. I want to show this here. This is a copy of the ring that Elvis wore, the big TCB ring, and.
But now that's not an exact copy because
No, it's close.
That's made from memory.
Yeah, pretty good memory though. It looks nice.
I don't have the exact measurements on it, so I couldn't cut it.
Okay. So Mike, what's in store for Mike McGregor now? What are you doing now besides your gear shopping?
I'm gonna lay down under this table and go to sleep in a few minutes.
Are you really?
Yeah.
That's good.
I don't know. I guess I'll just spend the rest of my life sitting out there in the country making jewelry.
Do you like it down here in Memphis?
I enjoy the people.
Yeah.
I made a lot of friends, and you know, since Elvis has died, and coming here every year, and I enjoy coming and seeing all the people, and you know, enjoy, you know, the people that I've known for all these years, and it helps my living too. It's good for my business. I get orders from Elvis fans all year long, and
does it kind of make you feel a little close to Elvis again when you get around this?
Yeah, you know, you think about him a lot more then.
Right, yeah. And, okay, Mike, it's been a pleasure, man.
You bet,
Wish
pal.
you some good luck. And
thank you.
Thanks a lot for talking to us.
You bet.